In this video, I'm going to teach you how to start an Amazon FBA wholesale business in less than 10 minutes. Let's jump right into it. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Brad Sherman, 7-figure seller, and on this channel, we explore tips, strategies, and experiences that I have had that will help you start and scale up your Amazon FBA wholesale business. In this video, we are covering what you need to do exactly in order to start an Amazon wholesale business. A lot of people overcomplicate wholesale. And one thing you want to understand about wholesale is that it's really simple to do, but it's not easy. So in this video, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know in order to start your Amazon wholesale business and scale it over time. Before we jump into it, if you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps out the videos in the algorithm, and it helps us keep making more valuable content for you guys. Consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell as well to stay up to date on all future content. If you guys haven't checked out the other videos on the channel where we go into details about Amazon fees, how to ship your products into Amazon, and how to contact wholesale suppliers, make sure to check those videos out. And last but not least, check us out on other social media channels on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, where we are pumping out content all day long that teaches you how to start selling on Amazon. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So oftentimes when we talk about Amazon FBA wholesale, we talk about 5 main pillars. Number 1 is setting up your business. So number 1 is going to cover exactly what you need to do to actually start a legitimate business in wholesale. Number 2 is how to get your hands on inventory, and that means source. So you want to have your sourcing processes in check, whether you're contacting brands, distributors, and number 3 is actually outreaching to those brands. So this process is what it's all about in wholesale, where you're contacting these brands, you're contacting these distributors, and looking to close wholesale accounts with them in order to purchase products from them and sell it on Amazon. Number 4 is buying. So if you don't understand how to make purchase decisions, and this means reading Keepa and understanding things like historical price, historical sales volume, and competition, you're never going to run a profitable business, because that is what it's all about. Number 5 is logistics and payment. So you want to make sure you understand the logistics process, not just for shipping in Amazon, but also understand what your supplier needs. Do they need a certain stocking order? How much is shipping from your supplier to your warehouse? Will they ship your inventory into Amazon FBA? So there's a multitude of different factors you want to consider when it comes to shipping and logistics. You also want to consider how to pay them. So suppliers might be more inclined to work with you if you're going to pay up front and you're going to place consistent stocking orders with them. A lot of times when we reach out to brands, most brands that you reach out to are going to be apprehensive about working with you. So the easiest way to overcome this is to offer them more money up front and actually place consistent orders with them, rather than place onesie-twosie orders like most Amazon sellers. And finally, number 6, which is what it's all about, is scale. So here we talk about how to scale your Amazon wholesale business and rinse and repeat the process. We talk all the time about how Amazon FBA is a snowball when it comes to wholesale, and Amazon wholesale compounds itself over time. This is because the time required for wholesale is all done up front, and it does not require you to continuously put in time over the long term. Basically what it means is that you are setting up wholesale accounts up front, and they are deriving you continuous revenue long term. All you need to do is place restocking orders with your suppliers. Now that we've covered the main pillars of wholesale, let's talk about what is comprised of each of them. So number 1, in setting up your Amazon business, we talk about creating a business EIN. A business EIN registers your business with the federal government under an employer identification number. And this is going to show that you have a legitimate entity to your supplier. So a lot of suppliers will ask you for an EIN just to make sure that you're a valid business registered with the federal government. An EIN is free to get, so it'll cost you nothing. You'll just have to fill out a form with the federal government and you'll be set up and going with your EIN. The second thing suppliers are going to ask you is a resale permit, also known as a tax exempt certificate, also known as a sales and use tax permit, depending on what state you're in. And with this document, it's going to accomplish 2 things. Number 1, you'll be able to purchase your goods tax exempt from your suppliers and then sell them on Amazon. The reason for this is because Amazon collects and remits sales tax from the customer, so you don't actually have to pay tax from where you procure your inventory from, because if you did, those goods would be double taxed. You don't have to worry about sales tax because Amazon is collecting and remitting that sales tax in all third-party marketplaces. You don't have to worry about reporting sales tax, although you will have to use this document in order to tell your state government that Amazon is in fact going to collect and remit sales tax on your behalf. So we're accomplishing two things here with this document. Number one is the sales tax exempt, and we're also providing legitimacy to our supplier. Many suppliers will ask you for this document and they actually won't sell to you unless you provide proof of it. So what a better way to set up a wholesale account than just simply providing them with a document. So these are two bare bones things you're going to want to get set up with. You're also going to want to get an email domain. An email domain means that you are showing yourself as a professional business to your supplier. So getting a legitimate business domain for your business is going to show the supplier a lot more legitimacy than hockeyplayer1234@gmail.com. The next thing when we talk about setting the foundational layers of your wholesale business is a website. So I get this question a lot. Do I need a website to start Amazon wholesale? The answer is no. You don't need a website, but it's something that's nice to have. One of the more beneficial points of a website is if you actually have products to offer on that website in specific industries. Suppliers in those industries will be much more inclined to work with you because they're seeing an industry specific website. But if you're talking about an Amazon consulting website where you're marketing your services based around Amazon, it's a nice to have. It's not required, and at the end of the day, it's all about building a relationship with that brand or authorized distributor, which is going to take you leaps and bounds over any website that you create. So there's nothing wrong with having a website as a backup to direct your suppliers to, just to show them some more legitimacy. But at the end of the day, you have to be transparent that you're selling on Amazon in order to get an account. So the next pillar of wholesale is how to source. And with sourcing, we focus on two key processes in our Amazon wholesale business. Number one is using Smart Scout, and number two is using storefront stalking. Storefront stalking has been the bread and butter of our sourcing process over the years, and it is exactly what we've used to scale our business to 7 figures in sales. With Amazon wholesale sourcing, in Smart Scout, we focus on setting filter criteria with a certain revenue range. So generally, we'll target brands with a monthly revenue anywhere from $20,000 to $250,000 in monthly revenue. And from here, we will find products in Smart Scout, open them up in Amazon, and then look at the other sellers that are selling those products on Amazon. From there, we will assess their storefronts and look for products in that seller's store that sell well and meet our criteria. From here, what we'll do is we'll search directly on Google for the brand's website or an authorized distributor, and then look up the contact number on that website and we'll give them a call. Which brings me into the next phase of the wholesale process, which is outreach. Guys, if you do nothing else in Amazon wholesale, focus on outreach. This is going to be the number one method that scales your business, which is contacting at least 100 to 150 brands or authorized distributors per week. In the beginning stages, you're going to have no inventory in your Amazon account. So that means you want to focus on getting as much profitable inventory in your business as possible. And in order to do that in Amazon wholesale, it means contacting brands and distributors in volume. So we say for at least 1 year, contact at least 100 to 150 brands and distributors per week. And I guarantee you that after doing this for a year's time, you will see results. If you guys haven't seen the other video on my channel where I go into details about the differences between brands and distributors and how to pitch value on each, make sure to check that video out above. But when you contact these brands, you're going to be faced with rejection. And when we're faced with rejection, we need to do things to overcome it. In order to overcome that rejection with brands, we focus on providing them with value. So we talk about how we can actually build out their Amazon brand presence, we can run PPC ads, we can optimize their listing, and all of this is done in an effort to increase sales so that they are able to realize more profits for their business, and we're able to drive more brand equity to their brand. This is going to make this brand much more inclined to work with you than the standard Amazon seller asking to open a wholesale account or asking to sell their products on Amazon. With this, you are actually providing the brand with strategic value and you are standing out from the masses. Once you've secured that wholesale account with the brand or authorized distributor, the next phase of the process is buying. So from here, we're going to receive a price list, and with this price list, it's going to contain a list of all the items that that brand sells along with the costs of those items. So you will be able to assess costs that you're paying for those items, and you will be able to match it with the retail price on Amazon. So when you go to do that matching, what this is called is price list analysis. So you're going to use Amazon's revenue calculator, you're going to analyze Keepa, look at the historical price point, the sales volume, and the competition on the listing. And from here, you're going to make a holistic assessment of the different items in the brand's catalog to determine if they are worth buying. Once you've determined that those items fit your criteria, from there, you are going to actually place a test order. So when placing a test order, this is the best way to mitigate risk. In the first year of selling on Amazon, you are not as equipped at making purchase decisions as somebody who's been selling on the platform for many years. So in order to mitigate risk, you're going to place a smaller order with that supplier in order to test the market and actually see those sales come through in your orders as opposed to just looking at the Keepa chart. From here, this will give you the confidence to place a more volume appropriate order, and then you want to hold anywhere between a 30 to a 45-day supply and rinse and repeat that process. So you're gonna restock your inventory every 30 to 45 days. As we're placing our test order, we also want to nail down logistics and payment. So with logistics and payment, we're talking about, yes, shipping your products into Amazon, but not just that. You also want to determine the logistics from your supplier. So is this a supplier that has a certain minimum order quantity? Are they gonna ship the products to your warehouse or your house? Are they gonna ship them directly to Amazon? Are you paying additional freight if they ship to your house? So these are all questions you have to ask your supplier. And when you do this, you're determining the logistics, not just to Amazon, but from your supplier as well. You also want to determine what your payment terms are going to be with your supplier. So with payment, are you sending a direct wire or an ACH payment? Are you on net 30-day terms, or are you paying by credit card? Chances are, if you're just starting out with your supplier and you're a new business, you're likely going to be paying upfront either with an ACH payment or by credit card. Once you've nailed down the logistics and payment process, it is now all about rinsing and repeating. So this is how you scale, guys. You cannot scale unless you reinvest in your business to grow, and you're reinvesting in profitable inventory. So as you reinvest in this profitable inventory, we talked about keeping a 30 to a 45-day supply. So once you've set up all those wholesale counts in the beginning, it's essentially going to run on autopilot, because in wholesale, once you've put in the work up front, you are essentially building out systems and accounts that you can purchase from your suppliers long-term and replenish your goods. That's it for this video, guys. I hope that helped you understand exactly what you need and how to set up the Amazon wholesale business model. Amazon wholesale is simple, but it's not easy. It requires a lot of complex decision making, but at the same time, it comes down to cold outreach and sourcing the right kinds of suppliers. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, make sure to smash that like button and consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell as well to stay up to date on all future content. And if you guys haven't seen the other videos on the channel where we go into detail about each one of these steps in the wholesale process, I actually have a playlist on my channel that covers in detail every single step of the wholesale process. I've linked it up above. Make sure to check it out. And last but not least, if you guys aren't following us on other social media channels, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, make sure to check us out under Operation AMZ, because we're providing content for you all day long on those channels to help you scale your Amazon business. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time.